there's no point wasting the grass. Why don't I just harvest what's there? Okay, hang on a sec. Okay, we're not creating fields. That's good. Yeah, there's no point wasting what's there. I might as well harvest it anyway, rather than let it go to waste. And then we can still plough the field in and lime it and reseed it. And that will give us a better yield now going forwards, especially once we start having animals on the farm. But this farm we do not have a loan. Obviously, where I start as a farm manager, we have the 250,000 loan, and I tend not to pay it off immediately. But that is sort of a goal over time. Mercury Farm, I did take out additional loans, but only to get equipment that I needed right then and there. But normally I don't go, unless I've got a plan. For field mounting, I decided that, yeah, I needed grass handling equipment. I needed a harvester, I needed baling equipment, and so I bought all of that from the get-go. But every single piece of equipment has now been used once or more, except for the seeder and the plough. But the seeder and plough are literally the next things we're going to be using on that farm to get more stuff in the ground so that I can make more money from it. What I didn't buy was a fertilizer spreader and a lime spreader, which on reflection I probably should have got. But everything that we've pulled out of the ground now on that map can be sold and will give us enough money to buy the lime spreader, seed, fertilizer, lime. So I'm not particularly worried about that farm right now, but running up a $500,000 loan just so I can have the equipment and then trying to figure out how am I going to pay for it all is kind of an issue. But that's also the way I live my life. We just bought a used car this weekend for cash, because that's how I go. But you go to all the used car lots and they say, you know, everything on the car, all the stickers on the car are sort of, you can drive this off the lot for $500 or $499. Sort of, yeah, that's not what I want to know. What I want to know is how much cash do I need to pull out of my wallet to drive off the lot, and now do I not have to pay you another dime? Because borrowing money costs money. That's true, and you know, car dealers do as well. A car dealer basically has a float from the garage, which, oh, sorry, from a bank, which they pay for, and they can draw on it at any time, and they start paying interest, I believe, after 60 days, which is why most dealers want to sell every car on the lot within 60 days, so they don't start incurring interest charges on the money they borrowed to have the car on the lot. Which is why, if you're a discerning car buyer, you want to know how long has a car been on the lot, because that can make the difference in what you're going to buy and when you're going to buy it. But for the most part, when I'm playing Farm Sim, I'm looking at if I need a piece of equipment to make money pretty much immediately, like the mower for example, I will consider borrowing money just because it's going to return and make me money immediately. What I don't want to do, if I'm playing, for example, if I'm playing Seasons, I don't want to buy a harvester on the first day of spring, because that harvester is going to make me zero money and is actually going to cost me money. At least in Farm Sim 17 is going to cost me money daily, having it sitting in a shed when I'm not going to use it until fall. Now when fall comes around, I need to make sure that I've planned ahead and I have money to either lease or buy a harvester, because at that point I need it because it's going to make me money. But you'll notice on this farm and on Field Mountain, I've got 130 horsepower tractors. One on this one because it's just me playing, two on the other one because it's me and my wife playing. Now I could have bought 240 horsepower tractors if I wanted to, but they're not going to make me any more money spending 100,000 more on a tractor than just paying $90,000 on a tractor. Being able to plant a field in 30 minutes as opposed to an hour and 15. That's interesting. Doesn't make me any more money any faster. Oh, now I saw someone on Arthur's Facebook, I think it was doing all sorts of crops and made 2,000 in one, 2 million in one harvest season, which ain't bad going. Yeah, that's probably going to be one of the latter achievements I get. Though I could once again end up with the breeding achievements lagging behind everything else, of course. Much like Farm Sim 17, I think I blew through the sheep achievement very quickly because, as Arthur said in his latest playthrough, is it Arthur? It might have been Daggerwin. But sheep are easy. Grass and water, and they're happy. And they'll produce you more sheep and wool. And they're not very expensive. Even in Farm Sim 17, they're relatively cheap. So getting a bunch of sheep and then just throwing grass at them once in a while they kind of take care of themselves. Cows breed way too slowly. So even though I did a lot of cows... Okay, what's allow create fields 10? Very careful. And that bit there. So yeah, while I played with cows a lot, I never really played a farm long enough for it to give me 20 cows. And even with Lawfolds now, I still haven't got the 20 cows bred. I bought a lot and they've made me a lot of money with the milk, but breeding them, not happening quickly. Pigs are easy to breed. It's just that they're a royal pain in the butt when it comes to food supply. And so I think I played pigs on my very first farm on Goldcrest, and then didn't bother with pigs right up until the end of Lawfolds, and basically said, oh crap, I haven't done the pig breeding program. Well, I better do that now. And I polished that out in about 2 seasons, because they do breed that fast, and I did have that much food on hand. Although I had to go slightly less than prototypical and actually grow corn on the farm, which is a very rare crop for Scotland, and it was only about 4 or 5 years ago was experimental on 2 farms only in the entirety of Scotland. But you want pigs, you need the corn, especially if you want pigs to breed quickly. Kind of want to pay attention to that and not let those issues get left behind. I'm sure there's people who've probably completed every single one of the achievements. Me, I'll get around to it eventually, but so long as I'm having fun, I don't really care. Well, I've got dozens of games which have achievements which I haven't even got close to completing yet. We'll probably have to see about how hard sheep are, since there are plans for, once again, Oldstream Farm with sheep. Because why break with tradition? Thing is I don't think multiplayer gets you achievement completions, so I'm probably going to have to find another farm to do cows on sometime. But at least for now, Mercury and Oldstream are single player farms. Oldstream can't be anything but, because they only have all the one tractor. I could do Mercury as a two-player farm, because we do have two tractors on that one. But it's solo play for now. Looks like we did miss a little bit with the line. I didn't feel like running all the way back to the farm just for 30 litres of lime. So long as most of the field's done, that's most of the field that won't have a needs to be limed penalty. I don't think grass... I don't know if grass is affected by needs lime. I am assuming it is. But I think because grass isn't harvested, I don't think you ever need to lime it again. Oh, I could be wrong. We haven't really progressed very far with any of our farms so far. I think this is now two fields that aren't complete fields. We had a little patch of grass on the west side of this field. And I believe it was field 5 also had a patch of ground that was not ploughable, native. It's what got me to add the create fields on a cultivator mod, because this does not count as a plough when it comes to the work it does, but it does eliminate the needs to be ploughed tag on a field. So all of this work is wiping out the fact that we need to plough the field. But ordinarily I wouldn't be able to use this piece of equipment to create fields. Looks like a few more patches of green were missed. I Once again, not sure if that's a field thing or I didn't get close enough. Okay, that one went away. Those two bits there are potentially not actually part of the field definition. I don't know how that happens. I'm not a map maker, so I couldn't tell you. Nope, we're going to have to create fields there. Okay, there we go. Those bits on the field mean that if you're planting arable crops, then the arable crops won't take on those bits. And it's not too bad if it's a grass field, because you'll still get grass off those patches. They just won't benefit from any fertilizer that you're throwing around. I'm trying not to be quite as OCD when it comes to working the fields completely. Because it would be kind of a false economy to say, oh, I missed a patch this big with fertilization, and so I'm going to run the fertilizer and use up 100 litres of fertilizer just to fix that one little patch there. So long as it's mostly fertilized, I'm happy. So how does that field look now? Cultivated. So yeah, there's a little patch of needs lime there, needs lime there. Ploughed in the corner. I could probably go and get those actually. Since a plough's free to use. I'm not creating fields, am I? No. Okay, so that's the actual edge of the field. Not with that we mowed that bit, but at least we know it's there. There now. So, unploughed field. And we will relay this as grass. So, I believe this top edge as well. Right in that corner. Okay, I'm going to call that good enough. So we'll load the weeder up with seed, since it's 9 meter width. The seed is only 3. Oh, that's right, we sold the manure spreader as well. Which made us a little bit of extra cash. That's set for grass planting. I just need to find some seed. Eeny, meeny, miny, moe. Well, that wasn't very full. There we go. The seed still hasn't broken, or the crop still hasn't broken the surface here yet. That's why I left the fertilizer out. Because that was supposed to be the next thing I was going to do. It's very similar. It's what do I call it? It's it has enough of the old Farm Sim 17 old stream map that it's got the right flavour. You know, you don't feel out of place here. Fields are in general for the most part in the same place. And although purpose is different, I remember this used to be an arable field, it's now a grass field, or started life as a grass field, and I am going to put it back as one.